Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about something that I noticed the other day. I was reading a friend's reading guide for one of the books I was reading, and it had a list of questions that I was supposed to answer after reading each chapter, which was kind of interesting. It's the first time I've really done that, and it definitely made you kind of circle back and read some of the things. But it reminded me of a book called Fluent Forever, which is, in my opinion, the best book on language learning out there by a guy named Gabriel Weiner. And in the book, which is pretty common with language learning, one of the things he talks about is building flashcards to increase your vocabulary. Pretty common technique, definitely good, and it works. But what was interesting was he made the point that a large portion of the value you get from flashcards is creating the flashcards themselves, not the actual review of it later. And I realized as I was going through the reading guide that it was the same thing. I was answering these questions, but I was kind of looking back for answers, wasn't really absorbing what the questions were about. And what I realized was that the value comes from actually creating that reading guide. Forces you to think about the stuff, what you should be asking questions about, and so a large portion of it comes from that. So I'm going to start using that technique with my book notes. When I want to remember stuff, I'll go through at the end, like I usually do, write down the key takeaways, but then I'm going to add questions for each chapter, which hopefully I'll turn into flashcards. But it's that process of creating it yourself as opposed to using someone else's resource, which is a big part of the value. And that applies to anything else that you're trying to learn, whether it's study guides in college or trying to memorize something for a test or a certification. It's the actual process of creating the questions themselves which provides a lot of the value.